Staff, advertisers, or sponsors of this radio station. It is not our intent to make any defamatory statements or infringe upon the rights of any human being. Any such communication is contrary to our core values and beliefs as hosts of Heartbeat.
Good morning. It's Friday, and guess what? It's 10 a.m., and we at Heartbeat are here to share with you and fellowship with you by the way of the radio. Thank God for this opportunity. I'm Dr. Ron GODBOLT.
And I'm Tony Billingslea.
All right, and Bishop John GODBOLT is out. He's celebrating his son getting hooded with his doctorate today. So we'll pray for him. He has safe travels. But we're grateful to be with you. Let me just remind you, we have Grief Share at the church for those that need someone to talk to in these times and going through some difficult times with loss of loved ones. Drop in every Wednesday from 10 to 11:30, 918 Person Street. You don't need an invitation. Just come on in, sit around, see what's happening, see if something you'd be interested in. Big love to have you. If you have questions, call the church at 910-323-8889, and someone will answer your call. If you leave a message, if they don't answer, they will call you back. Brother Tony, we said we're going to talk a little bit about sports to kick this thing off today.
Before we get started, I want to give a quick shout out to the Cumberland County Sheriff's Department and Sheriff Morgan, and particularly Deputy Rayner. You know, a lot of times we put down law enforcement and police departments because we think they're not vetting people who they bring into their forces. But I can tell you, they are actively recruiting, and they are actively recruiting good people to work in our sheriff's department. So shout out to Deputy Rayner, who I worked with when she was a school resource officer, and she's doing a fantastic job. Good. So thank you.
That's awesome. I work with Morgan, the sheriff, Morgan wife at Grace Creek Elementary, real sweet lady. So yeah, shout out to them.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of stuff going on in sports today. You know, we just recently crowned Indiana University as the college football champions. They played University of Miami in an outstanding game, closely fought contest, and they came out on top, and they finished with an undefeated record in college football.
That's almost unheard of. Almost unheard of, yeah. And play some good teams. I mean, they beat Ohio State, and you don't be walking over Ohio State every day of the week. And what's so great about such a story of they hadn't won games in years, and then all of a sudden the last 2 years they come up. I mean, the coaches kind of got
together,
pulled themselves together, and
built an awesome program. They've never won a national championship. I think this is their first one, national championship.
Yeah, they're known mainly for basketball in Indiana.
But they had a failing football program for decades.
Yeah.
And now it's in an era of prominence.
Yeah.
And what I liked about it is that the quarterback, and I can't think of his name right now, gave all honor and glory to God for seeing him through a difficult but successful season.
Yeah, and he was some kind of quarterback, wasn't he?
Some kind of quarterback.
Yes, he's going to make some pro team happy because he can throw that ball and throw it right where it needs to be.
And make great decisions.
Yeah.
Whether to run or throw.
And what I like about it most of all is these players are getting paid. They're not just out there. I mean, they're working hard out there playing, and they're getting paid now, not like it used to be. Nobody got paid but the coaches in the school. And guess what? Ain't nobody going broke.
No.
So that means they could have been doing this a long time ago.
A long time ago.
And I know it's a little out of control because kids, in my opinion, kids shouldn't be going to about 5 schools before they graduate. You know, so you know.
I think there should be some changes.
Yeah,
made
should be some changes
to NIL
that
will require students to stay in one location for a specified period of time.
Yeah,
not to take away the opportunity to gain better opportunities someplace else, but when you leave. Sometimes before the season is over, you know, there's no loyalty.
And there's no loyalty to the team
in sports. And speaking of loyalty and hirings and firings, boy, I tell you what, the NFL.
Oh man,
as we used to say when I was coaching,
Nah,
you're hired to be fired.
Yeah, and like one coaches said to the referee, "Not for long."
Not for long.
And that's the NFL, and you know, and these coaches. But you know, it's amazing those type of jobs that. I mean, you know, those coaches bounce back. I mean, they strong and they just, you know.
Yeah, the New York Giants have now hired John Harbaugh as their new head coach.
Right.
And the Falcons have hired Reese as an offensive coordinator, and I think they're still, if they hadn't hired one recently, looking for a head coach there. So their jobs open.
Yeah.
And then
the coach that got fired from the Jets, now he's going to be the head coach at Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they bounce back, you know.
And we saw the retirement of the coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin. 19 seasons, 19 winning seasons, and a Super Bowl as a head coach. That's a very storied career.
They said, we were talking about last night, they said his main reason was he wants to spend more time with his family. Said his daughter, and I saw where his daughter was doing gymnastics and he was in the audience, and they said that's the first time he made one of her events. Because most of the time he's doing something or got to go somewhere. They even said one time he was headed to see her perform, and something had to happen at the facilities. He had to turn around and go back, and didn't get to see her.
Yeah, practically when you're coaching on any level, you're married.
You're married to that sport.
Yeah,
and your family have to, you know, have to see you in. And sometimes that's tough on children because they like to see their parents there with them. You know.
Yeah.
But, you know, the NFL is wide open.
Yeah. What about the NBA? Do you think it's time for Ja Morant to leave Memphis?
Ja Morant got some issues going on in his mind.
Some things are going on. He's doesn't seem to be happy with himself or his teammates.
Yeah.
So
he's going to eventually, it's going to cost him if he's not careful. You see people like that going to get along with nobody, then eventually nobody's going to deal with him.
Nobody's going to deal with him.
Yeah.
So it may be time for him to look for other places because even though he's a great player, could have potentially been the face of the NBA along with LeBron. And then after LeBron retires, but he's been involved in so many different things. I think some of that's gone out of the window. He needs to find the right team, the right location. Doesn't appear that Memphis has been good for him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What about LeBron? You think he's gonna retire this year? 41 years old. Wow.
You know, it's always something to be said about going out when you're on top.
Yeah.
You have to know when to stop.
Yeah.
And when to quit. As many comebacks as Muhammad Ali had in his storied career as the world boxing champion, he knew when to lay it down.
Yeah.
He knew when to quit and to go out while he was still on top. So you got to look at those things closely and make wise decisions. We're now in NFL. We're looking at the NFC and the AFC playoffs to decide who's going to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. It's wide open, man.
It's wide open.
Yeah,
Those who
all of them look good. The winners, they look good.
Yeah, who are you leaning toward anybody? You picking anybody?
No, I'm just kind of all my favorites is gone. They at the house, but
I'm kind of
I just look for see a good game. I think, yeah.
I'm kind of leaning toward the New England Patriots.
Patriots, yeah,
because they got a North Carolina boy
yeah.
quarterback there.
Oh
And
yeah.
So I'm kind of leaning toward them. I'd like to see them get in there.
Seattle looked strong last week, boy.
Yes.
They looked strong. I don't know if that was how that was, but they manhandled people. But all right, well, you can call us at 483-6111 if you'd like to join in on the conversation. We'd love to hear from you. We thank God we got Bishop Carl Brinkley here with us, and he's
Pushing
mashing those
Producing.
buttons, making us sound good. Our next, we wanted to talk about something that has kind of been pushed on the back burner that's still important, but nobody's talking about it. And you know, the first thing that came to my mind, Tony, is this gun violence. Mm-hmm. You know, every now and then we get a shooting of kids or innocent bystanders, and it comes up, but then all of a sudden it just goes back, and nobody does anything different about it. And I think that's going to be the downfall of America with this gun violence and so many people getting a hold of guns. And now they said you can buy guns at gun shows without any ID, without any background checks. So you know, these kind of things, I think we still got to keep on the front burner, and we got to our congressmen, they need to do something about this.
Yeah, we had an incident right here in Cumberland County where a firearm was a loaded firearm was confiscated from a student at Pine Forest High School.
Oh no!
Thank God for other students who were vigilant enough and astute enough to bring it to the attention of the administration, and the school resource officer was able to go directly and take that firearm. And unfortunately, you have to put the student involved in custody. But thank God there was no incident other than the presence of the weapon at the school. So we've got to get a handle on these. It boggles my mind. I thought about a teenager. How does a teenager get a hold of a handgun? And they had a picture of it on their website, and that gun probably was in the range, if you purchased it, probably in the range of $500 to $800.
Wow!
So where does a student get
that kind of money,
that kind of weapon from? Where anybody?
Yeah.
As you say, some of these straw purchases that are made at these gun shows. Now we've passed a legislation in the state of North Carolina where you're not required to go to your local sheriff to get permission to purchase a handgun.
Yeah,
you can just walk into the store, and give them your information, and they do a background check, hopefully. Like they're supposed to, and if everything clears, within a day or two, you can walk out with a weapon. Practically anybody.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to Second Amendment rights. I think there's a place. For firearms. We have a lot of recreational shooters, and we have people who hunt. And if you live in certain parts of America where you got bears and lions and tigers, oh my, you may need.
You might need one.
Some protection.
Yeah, but just certain people should not have guns. If you got mental issues and you're suicidal and that kind of thing, you shouldn't have access to a gun. Yeah,
we need to do a better job, as you say, of vetting people before we sell them these firearms. They're dangerous in the least.
And once you do it, you can't undo it.
You can't undo it. One of the things I looked at that historically we've forgotten this America first and this isolation philosophy and attitude that we've come to. There's nothing wrong with putting the nation that you live in and that you reside in first, but we live in a global society.
Yes.
And America is not the only place. Matter of fact, much of what we acquire and what we get comes from other places outside of America.
Say so.
So our relationship with nations across the globe, I think, should be harmonious. And now we're in this isolation period. We look back at the Monroe Doctrine. That was in 1823, and then it got more prevalent in the 1900s, and then it really was the starting point for America entering World War I, where civilian ships and transports were being attacked by the Germans because of our philosophy. So we've got to look at some things. We're talking about gaining Greenland. I think 47 is finally backed up after the conference they had in Europe and has made another decision. You can't bully people.
Yeah.
Denmark, the nation who is responsible for Greenland, has been a member of NATO since its inception. And they're always been willing to work with us. Matter of fact, we have military bases in Greenland.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and have had them there for years. Matter of fact, I almost ended up there.
Oh, man.
Myself, and thank God for another assignment. But it's strategic. It has some significance and some strategic military purpose, but it's not something that we have to have in order to be able to defend ourselves.
Yeah.
In my opinion, my humble opinion.
Yeah, and you make a good point, and we as a country have to. Yeah, we love our country, but we got to respect other people and try to get along with them instead of making everybody our enemy. Then if we mess around, we'll be out there by ourselves. And
absolutely.
Then how we going to survive?
It's more of us, more of them than it is of us.
That's right.
In the long run.
Yeah.
And speaking of them together, what about these attacks on the rights of people to protest?
Yeah.
And then how we're protesting, in this month of January, as we honored Dr. Martin Luther King, I reflected on the nonviolent protests and civil rights movement, how effective it was in us gaining the right to vote and other civil rights that we have been denied for many, many years. And now people almost can't protest, and then when they do protest, sometimes it's violent. Now we have people going to a church service and protesting in the church service. I have a problem with that.
Oh yeah, yeah. There are rules to protesting, and you're supposed to get permission from the city that you coming through, and of course you have to pledge to no violence, and there's nothing wrong with that. But like you say, we shouldn't be just breaking in people places and calling ourselves protesting.
Yeah, and I understand they arrested one of the so-called organizers of that protest at the church in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And she is an attorney.
Wow.
So
now who else don't know the law better?
You would think that they would have a good understanding of separation of church and state, and that church, irregardless of what job the pastor has, I think he has a job with ICE. And
Oh,
so
okay.
that was a part of the reason
Yeah.
for people they going there to protest. But when you target a church simply because of an alleged political view,
Yeah.
that bothers me.
Yeah, that's not right.
America was founded on people's right to dissent.
Yeah.
We protested because taxation from England, no representation
Yeah.
in the government.
Yeah.
And so we protested, and then we protested violently.
Yeah.
We had a revolution. So we need to really examine ourselves as a nation.
Yeah.
People have the right to protest, I think, peacefully and non-violently, to make their voices heard. But to the protesters, let's examine how we do things. And to the people who are attacking the rights of people to protest,
Yeah.
I say to you, citizens have the right to voice their opinion about things when they're not right.
That's the truth. And we have to respect that. It's always a right way of doing things. And I was listening about Martin Luther King not too long ago, and I read something, and it makes sense. It said, Martin Luther King, when he was working with just black folks, getting them rights and protesting for that, the powers that be didn't worry too much about that. But when he started getting poor people and people wages relevant for everybody, fair wages, that's when the powers that be powers got kind of nervous about him.
Yeah.
Because they know there was a whole lot of people getting oppressed and not getting proper wages, and women getting less than a man doing the same job. So those kind of when you think about his life. And I remember my professor said that to us at Winston-Salem. Said that's the thing that cost him his life. He said, when he was just doing things trying to get black people rights, that they ain't too much raise the eyebrow to that. But when he started saying that last March he had all those people, and he was talking about everybody ought to have certain rights, and that's what get people nervous.
Yeah, regardless of race, creed, or color. Looks like we're coming to the bottom of the hour. Are we going to go to a break? All right, well, here we go. We'll see you when we come back.
An impactful storm system moving across the southern United States is expected to bring North Carolina a risk for wintry precipitation this weekend. That winter storm is on the minds of many in North Carolina, including Governor Josh Stein, who says all state resources are being marshaled. He says travel will be risky starting Saturday afternoon, maybe Saturday morning in the mountains. Freezing temperatures, snow, and ice are expected to impact over 200 million Americans as that storm that affects North Carolina bears down across the country. TikTok has finalized a deal to create a new American entity, avoiding the looming threat of a ban in the United States that's been in discussion for many years. American Red Cross is facing a severe blood shortage as requests from hospitals exceed the available supply, leading to about a 35% drawdown of blood products past month. Mike Rayleigh, NCI News.
I'm Jamie Monticelli, WIDU Radio News. The Cumberland County Sheriff's Sex Offender Registration Unit responded to a report on January 21st involving an individual allegedly exposing himself in the Judge E. Morris Braswell Cumberland County Courthouse. Detectives identified the offender as 27-year-old Jason Hammonds. Hammonds is a registered sex offender on the North Carolina Sex Offender and Public Protection Registry. He was apprehended and charged with indecent exposure by the Sheriff's Office SORU detectives on January 21st. Law enforcement agencies are joining efforts to address the growing concern of careless and reckless driving along the I-295 corridor. That is an issue that continues to put drivers' lives at risk. On Thursday, January 25th, 5 until 11:30 p.m., members of multiple law enforcement agencies teamed up to save lives. As a result of the initiative, 131 citations were issued that included 120 speeding violations, careless and reckless, and no operator's license. From
Good Friday morning. We start your day with cloudy skies and temperatures colder in the upper 30s with a brief shower possible. Some more brief showers are possible mainly before lunchtime today. We'll keep increased cloud cover. Highs will only reach the mid-40s to around 50 degrees this afternoon. Even colder overnight into Saturday morning with temperatures dropping to the upper 20s. Our chances for freezing rain and sleet start later in the day on Saturday. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the Weather Center.
Wake up, catch the vision, join the team. This is Pastor Reginald Johnston of My Father's House Christian Church right here in Fayetteville. We want you to wake up and join the team. Behold, how good and pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It's good when we come together. We're one body, many parts. We desire that you wake up and join the team. It's good to be a part of Wake Up. Wake up, join the team. We will see you in Jesus' name. God bless you.
This season, make the choice to protect what matters most, you and your family. Choose to get vaccinated for the best protection from respiratory illness.
Talking with your provider about vaccines, hand washing, and staying home when sick keep your family protected from the flu, RSV, and COVID.
Defend yourself. Get vaccinated to protect you and your family from respiratory illnesses this season.
Visit myspot.nc.gov to find yours today.
Brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services.
Get in shape, gain knowledge, eat better, clean out the garage. Well, all good resolutions, very ambitious and somewhat attainable. At PWC, we have a pretty simple approach to this year's resolutions. Keep doing what we do with excellence. Our community and our customers are the most important thing to us. Providing award-winning service is our goal every year. It's also nice to reflect, be recognized for our efforts, and celebrate recent achievements, like the Public Power Award of Excellence, Gold Award for Exceptional Utility Performance by the Association of Metropolitan Water Agencies, Partnership for Safe Water 25-Year Directors Award, just to name a few. Thank you for trusting your public power utility. We're committed to innovation, reliability, and you. Here's to another year of Fayetteville PWC, moving our community forward. Cheers!
Hello, Fayetteville, Rayford, Sanford, surrounding areas. You are invited to join us for our Winter Revival 2026 at America Temple Holy Deliverance Church, Wednesday night, January 21st through the 23rd at 7 o'clock p.m. Our host pastor is Apostle Benny L. Kelly, and guest speaker will be Pastor Martha Henderson of Volusia, Alabama. We are located at 1495 Bingham Drive, Fayetteville, North Carolina. We are looking for healing, deliverance, and full salvation. You don't want to miss this event. Bring a friend. Tell somebody about us. We look forward to seeing you.
Well, we're back. It's Heartbeat, and it's Friday, and we're preparing ourselves for the storm. But meanwhile, we're trying to share some information with you, and we're going to talk about the storm right before we close. But right now, I want to give you a health tip. And did you know? What you got first, Brother Tony?
Health tip.
Okay.
Mental health. And Bishop GODBOLT had an awesome show on Wednesday with Regina Wesley and Tim Divine about mental health.
Tim Newsom.
Tim Newsom. I'm thinking about his daughter, Mr. Divine.
Oh, that's
yeah, Divine Newsom.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Practice mindful things like journaling. Be present in the moment. That can help reduce stress in your life. Cultivate purpose and connection. Meaningful connection with nature and people, and also set realistic goals.
Wow.
Some of the things
that's
I
good
took from that. Yeah.
This is mine is kind of on your same line, mental health. Have a go-to ritual that you look forward to when anxiety is too much. Do something simple like calling a friend, having a cup of tea, playing a song on the piano, or sneaking away to read a few pages of a novel. You know, something you go to when things get a little upset in your life. Certainly prayer would be a good thing to go to, you know, when it get like that. Maybe this writer wasn't a Christian. He didn't put that part on there. But anyway, that's what we do.
That's what we do.
Yeah. Did you know? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you know the Overland and Wilbur were not the first to actually fly an airplane? They were the first to have powered flight. The flight occurred on December the 17th in 1903 at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, with the first powered flight. And it only lasted about 12 seconds.
12 seconds, yeah. Yeah, they come a long way, haven't they?
We've come a
now
long
you be there
way.
12 hours.
12 hours.
24 hours, I tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to do a wedding one time for my daughter's friend on the Outer Banks, and the day I got a day break. We went Friday for rehearsal, and Saturday it wasn't until late Saturday, so went to Kitty Hawk and went to the museum, and you know, and they got it laid out where they took off at, you know. So yeah, I got to see all that. That was very interesting. Did you know that Facebook has more users than many major populations? At 2.89 billion monthly users, Facebook overshadows China's 1.4 billion and India's 1.3 billion population.
You're kidding.
It's so real.
There's some folks on Facebook.
There's some folks on Facebook.
Yeah.
And that's Facebook. Now probably other things.
TikTok.
Other ones. Yeah, I don't know when this came out, but things have changed, haven't they?
Things have changed.
Mm-hmm. What's our next topic there,
Well,
Brother
speaking of changes, we know that the government has decided to cut the funding for many organizations, and National Public Radio was one of those organizations that was receiving some government funding, and which was essential to their operation. And so those funds have been cut. And so how is NPR, National Public Radio, funding itself, and what are the ramifications, and how that does affect you and I as citizens? I listen to National Public Radio quite frequently, not just the news hour, but they have many cultural programs, many educational programs that are wealth of knowledge. In 25-26, the funding corporate sponsorships provided roughly 36% of the revenue for NPR, and about 30% came from revenue fees that are paid by local members of different stations, and then private contributions total about 13% of the funding for National Public Radio. So they're managing to stay afloat, and they're I think very much needed, because even no matter what you think, I think they offer an unbiased opinion.
Yeah, because they're not really commercialized and or pretty much bribed to say certain things, like some stations are, you know.
Yeah, many tend to think that they have a liberal viewpoint on issues, and it leans more toward the Democratic position when it comes to politics. But if you examine things overall on a subjective objective basis, you'll find that they're probably one of the least biased news media that you can look at.
Yeah, and they said they are monitoring the situation facing potential cuts in the national programming purchased by local affiliates and exploring new financial strategies. So they got to find new ways to bring in money. I saw one article said they might be closing this month, January, but I don't know how true that is. Of course, you can't believe everything you read on on Facebook or out there, But they're trying to find new ways to get. Now they say who got hit the hardest is the rural areas.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the support.
Yeah. Even though the government funding only totaled about 1% of the budget, it was a significant part of the budget. Now remember, NPR not only does radio and news, they have educational television.
Yeah.
And so that's very important, especially to people living, as you say, in a lot of these rural areas, and many cultural programs that people would never have access to. I can recall some of the Broadway shows and concerts at a lot of these venues throughout America. I never would have the opportunity to see that unless I viewed it or heard it on NPR.
Right. So that 1% don't seem like much, but it's making a big difference.
Well, when you're talking about millions of dollars,
yeah,
1%
can be a lot.
Can be a lot. Can be a lot of money.
Yeah, and when you're not used to having to come up with ways to get that type of money, so that too can be unusual for them, because they didn't have to worry about that when they had all that in place.
Yeah, and the reason that the government decided to cut the funding was accusations based on their on NPR's liberal bias, particularly after a 2024 essay written by the veteran editor there, Yuri Berliner, which was controversial to the Trump administration's view on Hunter Biden and COVID-19 origins and Trump's relationship with Russia and Vladimir Putin, but they were just reporting the news.
Yeah. And when you can't buy them or make them be biased, people get mad with you when they straightforward, and so. Yeah.
As we were talking earlier about attacks on protests, one of the things I noticed as I was researching, particularly about the McCarthy era, there was a very profound attack on not just media, but on education. College professors, and we find that sometime today, being told what they can and cannot teach, and how they're supposed to teach it when it comes to race relations, critical race, what people call critical race theory, and that kind of thing. So we're rapidly putting a muzzle on media. And especially public media. Now, people are going to say what they want to say. As you say, they go, what, 1 billion some people on Facebook? If people, as long as they got it,
2.89 billion.
Yeah, as long as they got an electronic device, they're going to say what they want to say. But when it comes to media, news media, it seems to be that we're putting a muzzle on what people can say and how they say it.
And that's the dangerous thing when we start limiting people to their freedom of speech. And then, like you say, it goes back to when America was founded on, we need freedom. Y'all taxing us and we ain't got no representation. We don't get to make any law. We don't get no voice. So that's why, America broke away from England. Because those basic rights that we're trying they're trying now not to let everybody have.
I think one of our founding fathers eloquently said, I may not agree with what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that's another situation we need to keep looking at, and like the other ones, don't let it just go under.
Yeah, and you can contribute if you want to contribute to NPR and public television, public radio. By all means, do so. Every dollar helps, no matter how small you may think it is.
All right. Well, we're facing a storm the weekend, and every indication look like we're going to get at least some ice and rain by Saturday evening, Sunday daytime. So we're going to give you a few things that you need to make sure you do to prepare for the storm. 24, 40 hours ahead of the storm.
Yeah, absolutely. Dr. Carl Brinkley and Wes Cookman did an awesome job of giving us an update on what was happening in our community and where we're at with the storm. We definitely are going to have a storm.
Yeah,
it is coming, and I think the last report I looked at, we're looking at in Cumberland County possibly a quarter of an inch to a half an inch of accumulation of ice on power lines and on trees.
Wow.
And a quarter of an inch, from what I understand, is enough to bring down some trees or tree limbs and power lines. And I think PWC, they've done an excellent job. They're going around. I've seen them working on power lines, getting things ready, and actually cutting back limbs that are hanging over power lines and those kinds of things. And then they're doing some things internally to help things, rerouting power from different power grids to make sure that there's not stress on the power grid if things happen to go out. And even if the power doesn't go out, which one thing you have to remember is power consumption. Everybody's probably going to be home during that period of time, Saturday and Sunday. So where you can cut back on your consumption of electricity, try to do so. Don't take time to wash your clothes and all those other things, just use it for essential things like operating your television or your refrigerator and your stove, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Also, charge all your phones, power your tablets and rechargeable lanterns, so that if power go out, you can make it a few hours, a day or so, without having need to be charged up.
Yeah, and make sure you have batteries. I think Wes and Dr. Brinkley mentioned that this morning. Have batteries for your flashlights, extra winter clothing, blankets, and food and enough water to last for 72 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully, if any power outages occur, they won't last that long. But make sure that you have non-perishable foods that you can prepare without having to cook.
Yeah. And I don't know why everybody run to the grocery store to buy milk. I can see bread, but milk,
if the power goes out,
power go out, it ain't gonna do you no good, So
it's going to spoil.
It's gonna spoil. So the non-perishable items is what you need to try to get.
Make sure you have a radio, a wireless radio that operates on batteries or either by hand cranking.
Yeah.
The radio stations are going to be on the air. Most of the radio stations have generators and those kinds of things, and they'll be able to get the information out to you that you need. And by all means, listen to the government officials and first responders.
Yeah.
If their recommendation, now Governor Stein has already declared a state of emergency for all of North Carolina, and he's recommended that you don't travel.
Yeah.
If you don't drive unless you have to drive.
Don't travel if you don't. If you don't have to travel.
If you don't have to travel. So stay home.
Yeah.
And stay safe.
Yeah.
And as I said, listen to your radio, your television, and your phone and iPad and computer may not work.
That's
particularly if the power goes out.
Pick up your prescriptions and medication early. Go ahead and get that. If you can get a refill, go and get that refill, because you might be a couple of days and can't get out to get to the pharmacy.
Yeah.
And if the weather bad, the pharmacy might be on different hours. They can't open regularly like they normally will.
Yeah.
Because you remember, they got to get to work too. They got a house, so they got to get back to to the store.
Absolutely. We're not looking at any accumulation of snow, but you might want to salt your driveway in case you do have to get out in an emergency. And also they're recommending having probably a bag of sand, because you can put that down on ice and it will give you traction if you need to get out of your driveway.
Okay, get you some cash and small bills in case the card system goes down and you have to get something at the store. I remember when Matthew came through and I went down to the store, and the man, his stuff wasn't working. He said, I can take you some money. I can take cash. So, thank God I had some cash and get a few items.
Yeah. Yeah, make sure, as you already stated, that your mobile phone is fully charged, that you have a charger, these portable energy banks that you can get, and you can charge it ahead of time, and then if your power goes out, you can use that to charge your phone or your mobile device. Blankets or sleeping bags, because most of us, our heating system is powered by electricity.
That's right.
So if the power goes out for any length of time, you need to have extra blankets and warm clothing. Also, first aid kits. If you have a medical emergency and you're not able to get out to have that treated, and the first responders can't get to you within a reasonable amount of time, you may need to take care of something yourself. So having a first aid kit with the necessary items in it is a good thing to have.
Okay. Also, locate your water shutoff valve and your breaker box, so that if a breaker trip, you know where the box at. Sometimes people don't know. I don't know where that's at. So go and talk to somebody and ask them where it's at, where your water shut off in case a pipe busts and you need to stop the water from running. You can turn it off.
Because PWC will be busy. They may not be able to get to you.
Yeah. Fill your cars with gas tank in case stations lose power. And you have to go out and your local station don't have any gas, and you can't get to the next one. So make sure you go ahead and fill up your tank. Anything else, Brother Tony? This is a good one. Download movies, books, and maps offline for offline
Boy,
use.
this is a good opportunity. I'm glad you mentioned the word book. This is a good time to get into your good book.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
you can get some good Bible reading done.
You can get some good Bible reading done and some good Bible study, and then have a novel or two just for relaxation.
Yeah. This one, of course, Tony, this one kind of going against what you said about the power, but it says set your refrigerator and freezer up a little higher so that as power go off, your stuff will last a little longer.
Yeah. Check your heating system. Most of us have these high vac units that are actually heat pumps. When the temperature goes below freezing, Yeah, especially for any significant period of time, your auxiliary heat is going to come on.
And that's expensive.
That's how it's designed to protect the system, and that's the expensive heat. So the best thing, and Wes and Dr. Brinkley said it this morning, keep your thermostat set on one setting. You know, if you got it on 72, leave it on 72. Don't be turning it up to 80 just because you feel a little chilly.
Yeah.
Get a blanket.
Put on a blanket.
Put a blanket. Get a
Put
blanket.
on some thick socks.
Put some thick socks on.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure being with y'all today, and we hope we help you out, and we're praying that God would protect us during the storm, and that everything would turn out all right. We know it's in God's hand.
It's in God's hand.
When it's weather like this, it's in God's hand. So we're just praying that everyone be safe. Look out for your neighbor. You got somebody near you, and
yes, call
and check on
your neighbor
them.
and check on them.
And make sure they're all right. And if they need something, maybe you have it at the house. You can get it for them. Matter of fact, when you go to the store, buy something, buy a little extra, just in case your neighbor needs something. And remember, the only thing that evil needs to triumph is for good men to do nothing. God bless you.